So imagine a world where enterprise-wide decisions can be taken in minutes, not weeks. Imagine a world where every single piece of information in your enterprise is available at the tip of your finger. Today, I'm here to tell you that that future, even with autonomous agents, is still many years away, unfortunately. And I'm unfortunately part of that problem. I'm an actuary, my background is in actuarial science, and I used to build risk software for large organizations like insurers and banks, which have this exact problem. I'm also the co-founder and CEO of Fount AI, which is a business which is helping large organizations like insurers to solve these exact problems. Today, I want to tell you why this is a problem and what we can actually do about it to bring that future forward a little bit. So I'll start off with agent decisioning under uncertainty, which is inherently a problem that we want to solve. The next thing I will tell you why agents will actually struggle with uncertainty, specifically within financial services, and then lastly, what we can actually do to help solve this problem. So when we look at the current systems, which autonomous agent systems, which are currently where we're seeing great amounts of success, you can think of software, you can think of legal, you can think of accounting. So what all of these problem sets have in common is that the information is actually there and it's visible. Inherently, the outcomes are somewhat deterministic. If I do this, then that. That is legal, that is accounting, and that is software. Now, financial services is a slightly different beast, where if you apply an agent towards something that is relatively deterministic, the agent can look at this information space and say, what should I do to achieve a certain outcome in a deterministic way, which makes the problem significantly easier to solve. Now, when we get to financial services inherently is a business of uncertainty. It's probabilistic outcomes. When you think of insurance, when you think of banking, lending, asset management, you do something today and you might not actually know the impact of it for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 40 years into the future, what you are currently doing. So in other words, basically, a lot of it is probabilistic processes. It's non-binary outcomes. For example, if I take out an insurance policy, auto insurance, if I get into a car crash, firstly, what's the probability of that actually happening? That's probabilistic. It's non-binary. So beyond the non-binary outcome of yes, I crash, what's the actual severity of the crash? Is the outcome going to be 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 perhaps of the actual car crash? All of that is probabilistic. So basically what happens is that is not visible. So financial services organizations have responded to this for the past 50 years, 60 years, 70 years by doing what? By building armies of models. I'm an actuary, I used to build these models, I used to build these software systems. So millions of people have spent hours and there have been billions of dollars spent by large banks and insurers and asset managers to build these armies of models. The key problem here with these models currently is, one, reporting. The numbers that actually come out of these models tend to be a deterministic best estimate of what we think is going to happen. We're not outputting a probability distribution. We are not outputting all of the potential events. Agents that need to interact with this information need to actually know what the probabilities of these different events are. Agents need to understand what does the probability space look like to actually understand what the optimal decision is. That is a fundamental barrier to the adoption of AI agents. There's a few other issues there in the sense that they're currently purely offline, that they lack interoperability. Your agent might actually not be able to interface with this model because it is currently just purely not online. So the result of that is effectively that even if you have the world's smartest autonomous agents, which we're building, which is wowing us in the fields of software development, legal, accounting, all of these areas, when it comes to financial services, even if the agent itself is extraordinarily intelligent, it cannot make intelligent decisions because it actually lacks the insight to what is going to happen into the future. So now to say that after having said all of that, there is a way that we can move that future, specifically in financial services, forward by a little bit. That future is essentially these few key items. We need to have live model interaction. We need to bring these models in the organization online. We need to stop outputting purely deterministic best estimates, and we need to start outputting probabilistic distributions of what we think will happen in order for these agents to then interact with these outcomes. We need to make interoperable models. We need models to be congruent, and then we need to make sure that they are up to date. In other words, the output is timeless. So Finally, I hope that using these things and solving these problems, that we will be able to solve that problem a few years earlier, and we hope to be a part of that solution. If anyone's interested in this, please reach out. Here's my contact details. Would love to talk to you. Thank you very much.